Good morning. So this is podcast number 5. The topic today is in response to 1331 or 3113, I forget. And he wants to know, what happened, why you feel lonely. And let me just go back so we can read the actual question or comment. So let's see here. Let me just go back. I just want to make sure that okay. I don't see it here. Sometimes, I don't know what happens, but sometimes, okay, comments, I don't see it. Okay, let's go back here. Sometimes it doesn't show the comments, Let me just go to my channel. It doesn't show, and I don't have any restrictions, anything. So, okay, go back to the channel. Okay, let's go back to the channel and see. Comments, notifications. Okay, 1331. Okay. Loneliness will be a good topic as well. All of my parents are dead. I am estranged from my children, and me and my wife seem to be able to go days without communicating. Let me see. When we're not seeing eye to eye, during those bouts, the only time I really seem like I exist is when I'm at work. Everything else seems like a dream. Okay. So here, this is a very, very good question, and very, very good topic, because he mentioned that he's married, and his parents are dead, and I guess his children are not in his life. Well, to begin with, the reason we feel lonely is because we look for other people to acknowledge us. We look to other people for love. We look to other people for validation. And so this is very common, by the way, and it would be almost like looking for a needle in a haystack to find someone that is not looking for other people to validate themselves. It's actually part of humanity that we need to be acknowledged. And as soon as we are born, we are discounted, because when that child is crying, when that baby is crying and the parents ignore him, immediately started to discount, it's not that important. You're not that important. Your crying don't matter. So from the beginning, you're discounting that child. When that child grows up into adulthood, he would have a lot of issues about himself, looking for other people, looking for that emptiness, for that void that was missing, that you don't know where it's coming from. Actually, you may not even realize that that's what you're doing. And I'm not referring to you, I'm referring to you, general, not for you, 1331. Everyone, anyone that feels lonely. And so I used to think how is it possible that, I would meet people, women, men, doesn't matter, that they had bad relationships and they continue to look for more, another person. And I was thinking, and I used to think, and I still, well, now I know why it's happening, but I used to think they just went through a horrible relationship. And in men's case, usually it's men, the woman took everything, took his house, left him in the street, basically, cleaned him up. And you're still looking for women. At that point, if I was a man, that would be it. That would be it for me. How much more you want to be discounted, how much more you want to be, treated so badly. How much do you want to suffer? How much you want to do it? Because it's not really other people that are mistreating you. You are mistreating yourself. So I'm going to continue to talk, and it's not to you directly. In general, and you may find out that you see yourself there, or maybe there's certain aspects where you see yourself. But I'm going to talk in general. So this is not just for you, it's in general. And so it happens a lot. I see it all the time. My son said, "Ma, what is it with you that everybody tells you their inner feelings, their deepest secret?" And so it's true. I can go to Walmart, I can go any place, and people start telling me everything about themselves. So I meet people all the time, even the guy who comes to fix something in my house, that would just tell me everything. And what I notice is a lot of these men, hardworking because they have to do physical work. I see them coming in here, and this year there were so many that came to do the window, the roof, the insulation. It's a lot of work. And a lot of these guys, I thought they were boomers because they look in their 50s, late 50s, and they were only 40. You know what I mean? 42. And I was, wow. So it's a lot of work, and it's physical work. And a lot of them, they were telling me they don't feel good. Back pain, a lot of issues that you shouldn't have at 40. But without exception, all of them had issues with the first wife or the second wife, or first and second, but where they lost everything. They had a house, a beautiful home, everything paid for, and then they just lose it all to a wife. And the last one, yesterday, a guy came to, I was looking to maybe put the cables, because I don't like, my son doesn't, I told my son not to get Wi-Fi, but he wouldn't listen, so now he's realizing Wi-Fi really stinks. So we got a guy, and he was saying that the wife took everything. He's 67, and he took everything, his house, everything. The judge just gave it to her. And now she lives with her, she has a boyfriend, and lives with a boyfriend in his house, the boyfriend's house, and his house, she's renting it. So she's doing really well. But okay, that happens, but he's looking in date sites, he goes to these dating sites to look for women, to go out, to whatever, to marry them. I'm thinking, what the hell? You didn't learn your lesson. You're 67. The thing is, not that and there's a little things that people tell me that I immediately know what's going on. They may not know, and I'm not going to fix them. I don't fix anybody. They have to figure it out for themselves. Unless they come to me and they pay me, so then I'll let them figure it out for themselves too. But I kind of show them, I let them talk, then I ask questions, and as they respond to my questions, they find out like, that's what is happening with me. That's that. In any case, I'm not telling him anything, but when he was 24, he had an accident, and he was in the hospital. He was paralyzed. He was in the hospital for 2 years, or 2 years and a half, and they didn't think he was going to be able to ever walk. And the whole time he was in the hospital, I told him, did anybody come to visit you? He said, no. I said, what about your parents? He said, no, my parents never came. And how about your mother? He said, my mother, they couldn't stand hospitals. They don't like hospitals, so they don't, that kind of thing. And, he said his mother loved him. I didn't say anything, but I'm thinking, it's your child. I don't care how much. I mean, if I don't like hospitals, yes, I don't like hospitals. I don't like anything like that. But it's your child. I mean, I did it for my mom. So you just have to go, whether you like it or not. Doesn't matter what it is. And it's a kind, so that's a big discounting. I'm not saying the parents did not love him, unquote, love him, because we don't really know how to love him here physically. In here, it's just, I like you when you agree with me. That's the love that we know here. People don't really love you. They love you because they agree with you. You disagree with them, see how much they love you. And so, but do you see the discount in there? So huge. And so he's looking for that, Now, you cannot tell him that. Let him be. I mean, he will live. He's 67. And I know people all the time. I see people all the time. I meet people all the time. And people come to me for work, to work with me. And little by little, Actually, not so little by little, but for me, it's quick. I see it. But they start to see it, and they realize, wow, I didn't see it. Now, you never want to work with people that don't want to work, because even when they work with you, it's like the exorcism. I tell my friend, it's like an exorcism you're doing with people. Okay? When you're working with people, and even though you tell them, hey, is this going to hurt your ego? Be prepared. You're going to be pissed at me. You're not going to believe me. You're going to hate me. You're probably going to think that I'm doing it just to fuck with you. But if you're ready, otherwise, don't even bother. And when people say, yes, I'm ready, but even though they say that I'm ready, they get pissed at me. They start to, get mad at me. And I know it's not me. They're finding out, and I'll explain more what's happening when people do that. And so I let them be. And then they come back and say, shit, what happened? I was mad. And it's very difficult. And I say, yeah, I know. And that's what everybody does. This is a very hard work. And to exercise people, to do an exorcism. In any case, people are looking for validation in other people. And so that's the why people feel lonely. There's other things too that you got to take into account, is that we have three types of people, humans. And what I'm sharing with you here is information that these teachers gave me, okay? So the one is common, which is is 83%. Okay? No, I'm sorry. It's 80% of the population is common. 13% of the population are soft. And 7% of the population are intermediate. And I'm going to do a video explaining the three. They are, you have focuses and you have orientation. This is orientation. So you have three orientations: common, soft, and intermediate. So think about it. 80% of the population are common. And if you're soft, you're only 13%. And if you're intermediate, it's even less. It's only 7%. Very, very small percentage of the population are intermediate. Now, if you're common, the common population is everybody. It's everybody. The soft are in between. They can go out a little bit and mingle, they get socialized, and then they have to go back in. I call them the turtles because they stick the head out for a little bit, but they have to go back into the shell. Those are the soft. That's what I call them, turtles. And then you have the intermediate, which they don't want they prefer. They go more within themselves. You understand? They're more in than out. So they enjoy their own company. These are the people or kids that people say they're widows. They're widows because they live in the basement. They live with their parents. They never go to the basement. Parents think they're depressed. They're targeted. They're targeted because they don't want to be out there in the partying and drinking and part of the world there. They don't want to be drinking and partying. They might rather be playing video games and be in their room than go out there. They don't want to know what's going on out there. And so parents are told that your child is probably depressed. I remember when I was a teacher back in New York City, I want to say, I was, for a long time, I was a teacher, so for high school in New York City. And I remember parents coming to tell me that the child, their son, didn't want to come out of the room, and he likes the room, and she's worried that he doesn't come out. And I explained to her that he's 14 or 15, and they need their privacy. It's not a child anymore. They have physical changes, Maybe he wants to scratch his testicles, and he doesn't want you to see him. Now they're more aware that they're having physical changes. Maybe a pubic hair, he doesn't want you to see it. He doesn't want you to see him naked, So now they're separating from you, and I'm an adult now. I'm not a baby. He doesn't want to walk around you naked. So he could be in his room naked, and he doesn't want you to see him. So that's how that is very healthy. I said that's what he's doing. He's becoming independent from you, not a baby anymore, So you got to let him, don't feel bad. He's not depressed. But if you continue to annoy him, then it really you start to instead of helping him, hurt him, the child. And the same thing I feel today is that the intermediate they never want to come out of their room. They need their space. They could have a basement. They could have a bedroom in the basement, and they just spend the whole time in there, and you worry, like, what's happening? Don't worry about it. Now, if you give them the space that they require, because they require that space and time alone, then they come to you and share with you and laugh and have a good time. But give them that space. Because if you insist on being there, because what's going on with you, what's happening, then he just avoid you, In any case, common needs other people. They need to be surrounded by people. They need, the common, from a young age, they're popular. They have so many friends in school. They're in school and they have so many followers, and they always hang around no less than 4 or 5 people, the girls too, and they're all into, cliques. Those are the common. When a soft can deal more with that world, but an intermediate is harder. And so if you force them, they get picked in school. They may just do what the other kids tell them to do because he just feels awkward out there. And so I think one of the best things for the intermediates is homeschooling. That way, because they're very smart. They're very smart individuals. In any case, when a common cannot be without seeing people at least, going out every night if it could. They could go out drinking every night. They could go out to eat every night. Always need to be with people. They always need to be with people. And when they don't have that, they feel they feel lost, I know this lady who, she said her husband, he always wants to go out. He wants to go out. He can't stand to be home. So he needs to go out. He needs to do something and talk to people, go to the gym. A busybody, And she likes to be home. She doesn't like to go out. But she does it to, I guess, to support her husband, so she goes out. And I think the husband worried that she may need to go out more, right? You got to be careful with a relationship like that, because the wife or husband, if they're worried that you don't want to go out, or they get upset that you don't want to go out with them, it can start to affect the relationship very negatively. Because in a situation like that, someone has to give in. You have to give in your rights. You give up. You're trying to satisfy the other person. You're trying to make the other person happy. And usually the commons are the ones who are very insistent that you go out, that you have friends, that you need to do this, and there's something wrong with you, you're weird. There's something wrong with you. Why don't you want to go out? Why don't you want to have friends? Why don't you like my friends and my family? Let's go to see my family, and let's go out to eat, and you don't want to do that, so you're weird. You're antisocial. You're a sociopath. So you start to question yourself, like, is there something wrong with me? And then you start to do what the other people tell you, because you feel there's something wrong with me. Like, when I look around, everybody's having friends. Everybody goes out. Look at all the friends they have. They go to social media and they have 300 people like their picture that they put in there. They post something and they have 300,000 people. And here I don't even have one friend, or maybe two I have, and they're all dysfunctional. What's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. What happened is those are common, and common people it's easier for them to have friends and have a social life, because that's what they like, and they attract other common people. If you're soft or you're intermediate, it's more difficult for you to find. Think about it. If you're intermediate, it's 7% of the population in the entire world. 7%. How many times you're going to find someone like you? You see? Now, soft are 13%. So it's easy. If you're intermediate, it's a lot easier for you. Well, actually not easier, but it's better. Much, much better if you get married or live with someone that is a soft. I don't recommend anybody that is intermediate to marry a common, or to live with a common, or to have common friends. It's not going to work. Believe me, it's not going to work. And the same thing if you're a soft. If you're a soft, you get along with other soft, or you get along with intermediates, but you don't get along with commons. Guarantee you. You probably don't see it, but that's what it is. Now, when you get to a certain age, you decide, fuck it. I'm tired of trying to fit in. I'm just going to be me. And you probably find it without my information, because eventually you just don't give a fuck. You just don't want to fit in, don't want to be liked by everybody. You just want to be you. Hopefully you get to that age. That's maturity. That's wisdom when you get to a certain age. So when we look soft people and intermediate, they enjoy their own company. Actually, they prefer their own company, right? They do well with no friends. I don't suggest that you do that. I think you need somebody to talk to. So I should do a website that just only for soft and intermediates so that they can meet other soft, right? And it should be like that. Because we don't get along. I mean, I'm a soft, so I don't get along with common too much because we don't have anything in common. I don't have anything in common with common. I mean, I get along with everybody, but just a quick hi, that's it. But to have a relationship, a friendship that would last, I cannot have it with a common. It never lasts. They can. And so it would be nice, if to do a website that is just for soft and intermediates, because you are not going to do well if you marry somebody that is not soft or intermediate. Actually, if your parents are common, you're going to have a lot of problems too. If your family is common and you're soft or intermediate, you're going to have a lot of problems. So in one of my videos, one of these podcasts, I'm going to talk about what happens if you're intermediate and soft. How to deal with family. What can you do? Because it becomes very, very difficult. Common parents, the first thing they want is the children to go to male. They see males and females differently, so they feel like if it's a boy, you need to get a job. I mean, I'm surprised they let them even start walking. If they could just start working the moment you're born. Those are common. You gotta go to work, get a job. You're a man, be a man. So they, in intermediate and soft, don't get along in work, because most of the people that they're going to be surrounded by are common. So it's very, very difficult to work with common people. As a teacher, I remember my supervisor saying, because you get 2 free periods. In reality, they're not free. But it's when you stay in your classroom and you do work and you blah, blah, blah. Well, the kids in the whole school, they got to know me really well, in the sense that other kids would tell other kids, and before during my free period, all the kids would come, not all the kids in the school, but a lot of kids would come in my room to visit me. And if I was in the bathroom, there will be 15 kids in the bathroom knocking on my door. Jessica, get out. And my supervisor noticed that and said, I need to be in the office because too many kids follow me in the halls. And I said, well, it's not my fault. They follow me. He said, babe, you got to be in the office. And I said, why? I mean, you're a teacher. Wouldn't you rather they be following me than be out there getting in trouble? She didn't like it because she's common, and also didn't like that all the ghetto kids like me, But so she said, come to the office and spend one of your free periods here in the office with the other teachers so that you can mingle and socialize. That was her, her point of view that I should do that, that, all teachers should be stuck. In any case, I went, sat in there, and there's about 5 teachers in that department. It's the foreign language. And they're sitting and talking a lot of shit. It was so fucking boring. I have nothing to talk. I have no interest to talk about anything. They were talking about, that's the first time I heard that name, Coach Pocketbook. I put a Coach Pocketbook. Oh, yes, I got it too. I said, what the fuck is that? Coach Pocketbook. I mean, that's what they were talking about, pocketbooks, and how much was yours, when did you buy it, and then I went on vacation with my husband and this, and I bought a house. And here I was, a single man with a child, a 2-year-old, trying to fucking work, just not because I liked, because I need it, but I'd rather be with my son. And I was listening to this shit, and I said, this is the last time I'm coming here. And nothing to fucking talk. Nothing of interest for me there. And funny enough, the kids, most of my kids there, well, there was a mixture of white, blacks, and Latino kids, my students. And I said, if I'm going to go there, I'm going to bring the kids here to study. Some of the kids needed help with Spanish. And the supervisor said that they can come in. But yet, the Italian kids were able to go in the office and to work with her, but I couldn't bring my black Latino kids there. So I see the racism, much less I don't want to go there. So anyway, I decided, no, I'm not going to go. And she said, why didn't you come today? I said, because I have nothing in common with these people. And you're not going to force me. I'm going to stay in my classroom. And that's what I did. And so that she wouldn't, because they can get you in trouble, she's a supervisor, so she can do anything to fuck me up. And I really needed the job at the time. I thought I needed it. I decided that I told the kids that they need to get a notebook and a pen, and we're going to make believe that we're doing tutoring. Otherwise, they can't come in. Because that supervisor was being a real fucking pain in the ass, and she could get me fired. She just, or at least make my life miserable. So the kids did that. They brought a notebook and they bullshit with me, and we had a good time with the kids. Now, I guarantee you that most of those kids were intermediate or soft. They just didn't want to go in the lunchroom. They didn't want to go in the lunchroom. They didn't want to be with the other kids. They were picked on. They were abused for the other kids. So they didn't want to go there. And the parents actually, a few parents came to me and talked to me. I remember this parent, she came and said she wanted to thank me because her son told her that during lunchtime, he was spending the lunch with me, and he feels good and, he feels safe with me there than being in the lunchroom. So she wanted to thank me. Another parent too, the kid was, and they're all different colors, by the way. This kid was white. There was another kid that was black. The mother said he was picked during lunch and doing things and laughing at him and hitting him. So she wanted to thank me because I told the kid told me, and I said, just spend the time with me, lunch with me. And even if I have a classroom, I had a class. So during class, you can come in and stay with me in my class. And that's what they used to do. They used to knock at the door during my class, come in and just sit here with us. So you can have your lunch. And that's what they did. So these kids were intermediate, or they were soft. So intermediate kids, not so much soft, but intermediate can really get abused in school. And the best way for them is to go to homeschool. Now, a lot of parents don't want to do homeschool because they feel it's so difficult. It's not difficult. And you got to know how it works. And I don't think I have any parents that want to do homeschooling, but if you do, I can do a video and explain how homeschool works, because I did it for my son. So don't let your kids get abused in school. A lot of teachers don't give a fuck. Believe me, I have so many stories to tell you about how kids were picked in school. And, especially in California. And so you are the parent. You have to do something about it, And that's why we have homeschooling. California is the biggest homeschooling place because the majority of the schools, the public schools, are all, I would say, I could almost say 100% Mexicans who pick on the white kids. I'm honest. That's what it is. And So the kids, I heard stories. My God, so many stories of parents telling me, and they tried to do it with my son. So I took him out of school because I didn't want to have to punch the teacher, the principal, and the kid. So I decided I'm going to take my kid out because it's not going to happen like that. And I homeschool my son, but my son is intermediate. Now, if you're intermediate and you're an adult, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong that you want to be alone. Just do whatever is. When you're alone, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can play video game. You can go on the internet. You can, especially now, and I'm going to share with you many, many websites where there's so many things you can do, even to make money with artificial intelligence. So if you want to do it, if you want it, I can share with you the many websites that you can go to. And you can do you can write books, you can do video, you can do anything you want. And I don't do that because I want to make money. I do that because it's kind of cool to learn how artificial intelligence. I'm going to show you the pictures that artificial intelligence that I did with artificial intelligence. So yes. Now, loneliness is, let me put it this way. Loneliness doesn't come because you're alone. Loneliness comes because you need the validation of other people. And when the people are not giving you validation, that's when you feel lonely. But in reality, everyone and everything is imagery. It's imagery that is reflecting back to you what kind of energy you are projecting. So when people discount us, is energy that we're projecting, right? That we are discounting ourselves, and that's why other people are just giving us, they're discounting us. Okay? Now, you'll say, why a child get discounted by the parents or by other kids? They are children. I mean, how could the energy, how can they be emitting or projecting an energy of discount, right? Because we think that children are these angels with divine knowledge, and to get to a point at 7 years old, that's it. Actually, all of you are divine. All of you are essences. All of you have infinite knowledge. But you're having a human experience here, a physical experience. I get an experience in a physical reality. Okay? So, this you are one focus of your essence, but you're just one focus. Okay? Now, when you focus on the physical reality, when you focus the first time, it's called, because it really is not first time. There's no first and there's no last. There's no beginning or end. But let's say, for our purposes here to understand, when you're born, it's the first time, let's say, that you focus here. And you're divine, yes, and you don't discount yourself as an essence, but as soon as you walk in here, your parents discount you. I mean, think about it. As soon as you're born, I don't think they do it anymore. Actually, they don't do it. I don't remember doing it with my children, but they used to spank you. Unbelievable. You ever heard of that? I know I was probably spanked, and all children that were born, I think it stopped in the millenniums, that in the 1980s, 90s, in the 90s probably, 80s. where I think they were still doing it, that they spank the child so that he can breathe. And then we find out that you don't need to do that. You don't need to smack the kid and when it's born. But that's the first, hello, welcome to Earth, boom, smacking the kid. It's right there. As soon as you're born, you're discounting. They discount you, So that's what you learn. You learn to say, like, what's wrong with me? Like, and then shut up. And just shut the fuck up. Or go in your room or ignore you. I mean, when my first son was born, people were telling me, oh my God, you don't let that child cry. Let him cry, you're spoiling him. And get a playpen and live in a playpen. And let him cry. Eventually he'll get over and that's it. That's what they would tell me. I refused to do that because I couldn't stand the crying. That crying, it was just horrible in my ear. I couldn't take it. And I knew that he was crying for a reason, right? And if he ate, and if he pooped, and if his diapers are clean, then he wants cuddle with me. He wants this comfort to this mother there. That's all. I didn't fucking listen. They also told me not to breastfeed, and I breastfed. Because I do whatever the fuck I want. I'm involved, and I'm emotional. So the Wolf family, I'm aligned with the Wolf family. The Wolf family are the revolutionaries, the ones that do the opposite. They don't play the status quo. That's the Wolf. So I do whatever the fuck I want, and I did it my way. So, but that's what the people would tell me. And some people still do it. I mean, you see the parents that the child is one side. I have a picture with a woman. The way she's picking up the kid by the feet, unbelievable. I gotta find it because let me see if I can find it, show you. And I thought that things would get better, but no, now, wait, I don't know what I hit. But now, these people, they just, with their cell phone, ignore the child. I've seen it. The kid they just ignore the child. As soon as it's born, the kid is on one side and they're looking at social media. Unbelievable. The child is sick and she's recording herself. So, let me see if I can see. Let me see if I find it. It was unbelievable. It was like, wow. And then they had I don't know. I don't see it now, but anyway, it shows the mother picking up the kid, and then next to it is a picture of a monkey with embracing their baby lovingly. And so I was like, wow. So, yes, so when that child is a month old, a week old, it's already been discounted. So that child is projecting that energy of discounting. So I'm going to show you something, how energy works. I found this, it was interesting. Yeah, hope you can hear me, but I'm going to put it here. Let's see. And you can see there, it doesn't hit it. Now he changed the vibration to 440. Look what happened. Now he moves it, right? That's it. So you can see that you vibrate one energy, you're projecting this energy and attracting. Let me see if it goes here so you can see it again. You're vibrating and attracting the same energy. The same. You cannot get anything else but the same energy. So if you want to change something, you change your energy. That's what you got to do. So you probably think to yourself, well, people that are religious would tell me that that God is going to come and punish the people that hurt that child. Oh, that God, only God knows. Because I would ask people, if you believe in God, why are things happening to children? And so they would always give me an answer that doesn't make sense to me, or didn't make sense to me. In any case, it's energy. So the moment the child is born, it's discounted. And the only thing he's going to attract as he grows up, even in a month later, a year later, some stranger will come and hurt that child, because you can only attract to you the same energy that you are. You cannot get anything else. An example, a person that is a victim is actually a person that is discounting of themselves, can only attract another person that is going to discount them. Okay? What is discounting? Discounting is abusing you, killing you, doing whatever they want. They have no regard for you, how you feel, nothing. So you can get it in different dosages. You can get, let's say, a wife that doesn't give a fuck about you, a wife that, or a husband that is calling you stupid, or is calling you fat, is calling you names, have no respect for you. A wife that, or husband that, when you don't agree with her or him, they don't want to talk to you. They're going to give you the silent treatment. Okay? And it's all because, it happens with men and women, by the way. You're not doing what they want to do. One of the very, I want to say the very, very common traits of humanity is dominance, is control. So people want you to do what they want you to do. They don't care what you want to do. You got to do what they want. And if you don't do it, they punish you. And the punishment could be silent treatment. It could be jail. It could be anything if you don't do what they say. So, yes, those people have problems, big, big problems, probably bigger than yours, because when you try to control someone, you always have to be, you have to work very, very hard, and you still have no control, because you have no control of anyone. Absolutely no control of anyone. You think you do, but you don't. So you're constantly working on this, trying to control, and you have fears, which is horrible. You're in constant fear and frustration. And you end up being very sick, physically sick, when you try to control the people. So people that try to control you have bigger problems than you. Yeah, you do also, because you have a lot of frustration. You're not doing what you want. You're doing what other people want. So, I mean, I've been married, and I wanted them to do what I want, and they wanted me to do what they want, and at the end it didn't work. So I decided that I don't want to control anyone. I don't give a fuck what anybody does. Let everybody do whatever the fuck they want. I only concerned with what I do. Not what I want to do, but what I do, because oftentimes what I want to do may not be good for me. So I question, why do I want to do that? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Now, I'm going to do what I want, because that's another video. Why do I want to do what I want? And what is it that I want to do? So it's too much work. It's extremely too much work. I don't even want to control my dog. You see? If the dog runs away, open the door and runs, I'm not going to go after him. I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm not going to go. He'll know where the house is. He'll know where the food is. If he doesn't find it, he don't want to come back. Animals can find their home thousands of miles away. And there's a reason why they find it. Because, well, that's another video, long story, but they can find it. I decided a long time ago that I used to have a dog and we used to run, and my husband ran with the dog. My ex, And one day I just said, fuck it. It's tiring. Every time I got to always be careful that somebody doesn't leave the door open, that the dog doesn't knock you down to go through the door. I decided, let it go. I give up. And you know what? My dogs, the door can be wide open. They will not go out. I can leave it open, wide open. They will not go out. As a matter of fact, I remember letting my dog in the yard so he can go pee. It was late at night. And he takes his sweet time out there peeing. And I totally forgot. I was doing this, I was cooking, I was doing it, and I forgot. And then I realized, oh my God. And I went and looked in the yard, he wasn't there. I said, oh, fuck. So I went to the front to get him, and he was right on the front door, waiting for me to open the door for about 20 minutes. So no, my dogs are not stupid. And actually, no dogs are stupid. None of the dogs are stupid. You're the stupid. You know what I mean? You're just the one that's stupid because I was the stupid running after them. I don't do that anymore. So, yes, is loneliness. You feel lonely because you are looking for other people to validate you. You need their acknowledgement. You need their validation. You need their approval. You need their respect. You need their love. If you have nobody with you, then you feel that who's going to validate me? Who acknowledge me? Who's going to give me love? There's nobody there to do it for me. Let me tell you something. You have to do it yourself. You have to validate yourself, love, and respect yourself. Don't look for other people, because those people are temporary. Everyone is temporary. Even if you marry your sweetheart that you met when you were 7 and you adore each other, eventually one of you is going to leave. So just love yourself. If somebody is mistreating you, if somebody is ignoring you because you disagree with them, that's your reflection of you. It's a reflection of you. See what is it that you're doing, right? Remember, everything that people do to us, absolutely everything with no exceptions, is a reflection of our energy. In some cases, a mirror of our energy. So when people do things to us, the first thing we do is question, what am I doing to myself? What kind of energy I'm projecting? And then begin to change it. An example, if I had a husband that mistreats me, the first thing I would do is question myself, in which way am I mistreating myself? Not question, why is he mistreating me? He's a bad guy, he's mistreating me. No. Why am I mistreating myself? And how am I doing it? Because it's camouflage. Right? And then I look for the ways in which I'm mistreating myself. And then I got to find out why I'm doing this. Where does it come from? Is it come from when I was a child? I was discounted since I was a child. And you don't need to find it, by the way. You do not need to change or find out where it come from, but you know you're doing it. And then you begin to change it. An example, if I had a guy that was, let's say I was a husband, and he's been treating me, the first thing I would do is, why am I mistreating myself? And how am I doing it? So then I find that, let's say, I don't feel I deserve better. I only deserve a guy that treats me bad because I don't deserve anything good. So then the first thing I do is, okay, leave this guy and start treating myself better. And pay attention to my relationship with other people. Am I doing what I want, or am I doing what everybody tells me to do? How am I discounting myself with everyone? And be attentive to this every day. What am I doing? Somebody calls and says, hey, you want to go to the movies? Do I really want to go to the movies? Or this person invited me to the movies twice before and didn't even show up. Or she's calling me only because her friend just didn't want to go, and she didn't want to go by herself. She already bought tickets and didn't want to go by herself, so she's using me. You know, I analyze all this and say, you know what? No, I don't want to go. Oh, but come, I give you the free ticket. No, thank you. I don't want to go. You know why? Because I don't discount myself, and I'm not going to do it with you or with anyone. So that's the process of doing it. It's not going to happen immediately. And again, it's not about the other person. It's about you. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? And how are you doing it? So you begin to look at yourself and say, what am I doing? They both yell at me. Why? What energy am I projecting? When I call and people on the other line don't even know me and treat me like shit, why? It's the energy that I'm projecting. I'm going to give you an example. I actually became comic. But one time I went to the store and I think it was Target or Walmart, I don't remember. And I said to the lady, because I have this thing about being polite, right? So I said, excuse me, do you know where the litter is? And the one was like, like the I said, litter, And then I raised my voice. Later! I said really loud. I said, later! And she went, it's in aisle 4. Unbelievable. It happens to me at least 3 or 4 times, that I realized, I know it's not them, it's me. I said, what energy am I projecting when I ask? It looks like I lower my voice. I don't want to bother them. I don't want to disturb them to ask them a question. So I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be a nice customer and lower my voice. Excuse me, can you tell me? And they treat me like shit. And the whole time I'm thinking, this is good manners, you know. You go, excuse me. Well, apparently not, because they treated me like shit. So it's not what I said, it's my energy. I probably felt like I was bothering them. Like I feel bad that they're working. You understand? And that's 100% right, because I always feel bad with the people working. I got it, and I go there and I feel like, oh, they have 8 hours working, and they have to put the shit on the shelf and everything. So I feel bad for them. So when you feel bad for someone, you're discounting them, by the way. When you feel bad about the people in Africa because they're living, I don't know, in the mountains, you're discounting them. Anytime you feel bad for someone, you're discounting them. And you discounted them and they treat you like shit. Very camouflage, by the way, very camouflage, because here I'm thinking I'm being nice. But no, you're discounting, because it's not what you say. It's your energy. When I asked this teacher, I said, this non-physical teacher, I said that this lady, I said, she's very nice. She smiled, hi, but annoys me. Her voice, it really annoys me. I have to get neck pain. I just feel terrible. And he said, Nice, this is exactly what he said. He said, nice has nothing to do with energy. And I laugh. And I always keep that in mind. Nice has nothing to do with energy. I say, yeah, it's true. Horrible, horrible energy, that woman. I couldn't take it. So you can go to a beautiful home and say, oh, beautiful, I'm going to buy it. And then you feel sick. Because I'm empath. Which, by the way, I'm going to do a video about empath. You feel sick and the house looks nice, but there's something in the house. Maybe the foundation. Maybe there's a lot of dense, accumulated energy that's been put, just stagnant, that it can make you very, very sick. Energy in a house can make you very, very sick, just so you know. So there's a way, and I'm going to share with you how to get rid of energy in your house. Believe me, I was one of those people that got very sick. And no doctor could find anything wrong with me. But it's just because you're an empath. Anyway, so it happens the second time too. And I said, you know what? This is a trend. I need to pay attention to my energy when I speak to someone. So last time it happened, the same thing. It was over the phone this time. The woman, I called her and I gave my name and she said, I don't understand. Like that, she talked to me. I don't understand. And I got so pissed and I said, what don't you understand? And she changed right away. She said, your name. I said, and I gave it to her. But you see, I changed. I changed my energy. Because, she asked my name and she said, I don't understand your name. And like that, like furious at me. I said, so fucking bitch. So I said, she said, I don't understand. And I said, why don't you understand? And then her voice changed. She said, oh, I'm sorry, your name. I said, wow, your energy fucking amazing. And so when you go and people treat you bad the people on the phone, the customer service, everybody treats you bad, it's not them, it's you. Change your energy. And you don't need to curse them. You don't need to fight, nothing. Just change your energy. So it happens so many times with me. And sometimes, listen, my energy sometimes is pleasing to everyone. I feel bad. Sometimes it's like that. And especially depending who I'm calling. Right? So I got to keep my mind. But like I said, if I'm going for a loan, my energy starts to change because I wanted to give me a loan. So I have to be, I don't need this fucking loan. So are you going to give it to me or not? That kind of energy, You're not going to say that, but your energy is like that. And so it happens all the time. I started noticing in 2020, right? I remember one time I went to Michael's. It's a store where they sell crap, basically. I didn't need the crap. I don't know why I went there. It was in the lockdowns and everything, so I went. Or after the lockdown, whatever. No, I think it was during, I don't remember. It was in the 2020. And I decided, I'm going to do this little bracelet, like little beads and everything. I don't know, stupid shit, I don't know. And I couldn't find any fucking thing. That place is, I don't know, fucking mess. And it's a woman that worked there, go by, and I said, excuse me, I'm sure. I said, excuse me, can you help me? Can you tell me where the beads are? But it didn't come out like that. It probably came out, excuse me, I don't want to bother you. You work so hard. Can you find it in your heart to help me hear this lady? This old lady find a little beads. That's probably what my energy was saying. And she looked at me with anger and said, get out of the way. That's what she said to me. Get out of the way. And then, because I have two different me's, okay? I have the, and I have the guy with balls, the one that goes, the witch, the evil. The other me came out and said, get out of the way. I'll take care of this. And I said, no, because she came toward me and told me to get out of the way. I said, no, you get out of the way. She said, it's COVID, something, I don't know, some kind of thing where you got to be 6 foot distance. And I said, I don't give a fuck about COVID. You're the one coming to me. You keep 6 foot away from me. You know, you keep you 6 feet away from me. I'm not going toward you. You're coming to me. So you are the one who got to move because you came toward me. But my energy completely changed. She was a different person. And she backed up. She went back and I said, I'm sorry. I said, you know what? I don't need you. I don't need you to help me. I don't want you near me. And that's it. She was like apologetic. But you know what? It was my energy. You know, I used to get mad at people because they treat me badly and then go home and for 2 or 3 days we're still talking about them, how angry I was them. And the worst thing is I wasn't even angry about them. I wasn't angry at them. That's the whole time. You know, when you go home and you're pissed because the lady treats you badly at Walmart or Target or whatever store you go. And for 2 days you're still thinking about it. You're not mad at them, just so you know. You're mad at yourself. You're mad at yourself, okay? You never, I told this to my son. You're never angry at other people. You're always angry at yourself. And this is very important that you know, I told my son, because when you're angry at yourself, you will have accidents, physical accidents. Everything will go better in your life because you're fighting yourself. You never fight yourself. Never. Physical accident, you'll be falling, you have a car accident, you have really bad things because you are projecting an energy of opposition toward yourself. That's what energy of opposition means. And I'm going to talk more about this opposition, energy of opposition. Energy of opposition is horrible. You lose all your money, your health. It's terrible. Okay? And you may not even know that you're projecting this energy, especially toward yourself. So you got to pay attention to that. Never are other people's fault. It's your projection. You know what? It's not even your fault. There's no fault here. It's knowledge that you didn't know and that now you know. Okay? Now you know that whenever you're angry at someone, you're angry at yourself. If you're angry at your wife, you're angry at yourself. Right? So start taking care of yourself. Don't discount yourself anymore. Get up in the morning and say, I'm amazing. Today I'm going to have a very good day. You decide what day you're going to have the minute that you wake up. If you wake up and you look at your wife and she ignores you and now you have a bad day, you can't blame her. You decided you're going to have a bad day, not her. She doesn't decide how your day is. You decide how your day is. If you go out of the house and the neighbor yells at you or look at you the wrong way, it's your projection. What are you projecting? What are you projecting that the lady happens to be at that moment and look at you in that way? It's always you. When you do that, when you learn, when you put it into practice, when you understand and when you accept that it's always you, not that it's your fault, but that is your energy, your projection. You're a projector, and energy that you're projecting is always going to bring you the same energy back. When you do this, you realize that the world is a reflection of you. It's like looking in the mirror. If you smile at the mirror smiles you back. Now, it's not about physical appearance. It's about inside, your energy. If you're frustrated, your energy is going to be in opposition. So find out, why are you frustrated? What is frustrating you? Money? Because you're not doing what you want to do? And that would be all the videos. You have any questions, you post it there and I'll do a video. Have a wonderful day.